lot of porn can be like come off as like misogynistic or like aggressive or like something like that. So like there's like a lot of women who are like, I don't like that. A lot of women watch lesbian porn, or there's another thing that came out and said like a lot of women watch gay male porn. They make them feel attractive, they make them feel wanted. You can just kind of see that like they're paying attention to the woman in the video, you know? Like a lot of like deep eye contact, or just like you can tell when I think like women can read other women's like body, like, you know, like understand like
if she's into it, they're into it. That's why the amateur shit is really fucking good too. Like people who do like consistent like amateur shit, it's like, oh y'all really like each other. I'm jerking off to the conversation. I'm not even worried about the fucking like the part where y'all like
it's a red flag.
Like no other developed nation imprisons that much of their population slavery. Like just also, fully.
Always be plugging. Accountability courts, anti-recidivism programs are cheaper and more effective than prison. And I'm not just saying that because I used to work for one.
Link in the description, folks. Link in the description. You know what I'm saying? Get that, cop that.
Support accountability courts with your votes and your dollars. They work. They are literally 100% cheaper.
Promo code AB, the anti-recidivism coach. But no, for real though, like unironically what he said, do support that shit. So with that said, welcome everybody to Waving the Red Flag, the #1 litigation, public defense, and dating podcast in the universe. It's your boy Eddie. It's Alvin. Josh is currently away. He's just trying to get some quality time in with his nephew who recently developed arachnoid abilities, but he will be back next week. In his stead, we've got the illustrious, experienced, worldly August Skye. Say hello to the people. What's up? How you been?
Hello.
A busy March, I think you said?
Yes, it's been a very, very, very busy March for your girl. It's only the second day into it, but
okay, it's gonna be your time now.
My time to shine.
So what do you want? What things do you want to happen in March? Like if this is a good March, if
it's already a good March. I mean, everything's already happening. I actually got offered to do I think this is like one of the things that's actually been trending a lot is I've been asked to do some AI things for the adult entertainment industry.
Speak on it. I didn't know about this.
Yeah, so this actually just recently happened. It just happened within like this like past week. There's been like this huge. So for those who don't know, I'm an adult entertainer.
Oh yeah, my fault. I should have said August Skye, pornography.
Yeah, so adult entertainer. I've been in Playboy, I've been in Maxim. I do adult films now, so you know all those fun things that you know all the lustful things. So AI has definitely been like a thing, like a topic for everyone in their life. The biggest thing is in the adult entertainment industry, and in just the entertainment industry in general, is people saying like, oh, like if I do AI, I'll never get work again, right? Like they're saying that like, oh, this AI generated thing is gonna go really bad because there's no sort of guidelines given right now. So with the adult entertainment industry, there's like this company that is launching their own version. It's not really OnlyFans, I would say, because it's more of like an AI where they will take your likeness, they take you do like a whole thing, you know, you do your words, you do all that. And people can...
they're going to turn you to a virtual girlfriend. Is that what they do?
They can chat with you. They can, like, let's say you want to go on a date with me in Paris, right? Then you can have that generated. You can have a conversation. You can say like, oh, like if you ask me like how you know, how was your day? Or I can be like basically like, how was your day? Or give you advice and like little certain things like that, which I think is amazing. And I think like with the AI, for me, what I see, like I'm like 60-40, like there's 60% that I see that's amazing. Especially like the adult entertainment, because it's like...
it's going to destroy us all. Just to be clear, we all going to be going in like 30 years. But please continue, because I think it's going to be a fun 60% until this shit kills all of us.
Oh my God.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
I think what it is, this is my theory. I think like the 60% of it that's good is for just as an adult entertainer. I will speak for me. Like there's like a lot of scenes that I haven't done yet, and if I don't want to do those scenes, my AI can do those scenes for me.
AI can do it. See, that's some Black Mirror shit, because what if she don't want to do it? Like, what if your AI copy is like, I don't want to do this shit either?
She's gonna have to do it. She's gonna have to do it.
She gotta get around it. Oh, you code, baby. You're not real.
Yeah,
True.
but I think there's like a lot of people are like, I don't want to do it. I'm not going to be in work. Like like going to sell my things. I think it's going to be like the crypto of entertainment. I
In a
think
good
like
way or in a bad way?
how like when crypto came out first, I was like, no, this is all play money. Like it's not real.
Yeah.
There's no money behind it. There's no nothing. I'm like, okay, well, I think that like as a financial aspect of it, I was like, I think like this is probably like the next big thing, and I feel like I'm gonna catch that like wave now. People are starting to become more and more and more and more recluse to where like
Yeah.
they're not having real social interactions with people, which is also like a really big downside. But I also think
Huge.
too that in a one way or the other, I think that people are gonna I
Get
don't know,
that
I
money.
think like real interactions, people are gonna start yearning again for like real social interactions. I know there's a couple of like female performers who have also signed on with this specific company. There's only maybe like five. There's only like five, and they're all pretty big name girls. But I'm
That
not
do
going to
AI specifically?
that are starting to, and I'm not going to drop their names
Okay.
because I don't know if
Yeah.
that's like something that they want to share, right?
Yeah.
But these girls have been like, you would know their names if they like popped up in a heartbeat. And I think like some of the girls are like, like I'm getting older, and I know
You can
that like
stay
when I get
tight
older,
forever in the metaverse. That's a
yeah,
good point.
exactly, and I can always be making money, and I can always be taking care of myself or my family or my kids or whatever it may be.
Okay, real quick, because this is a thing that because I think there's like so many different fucking things that can be talked about in this, but me and Alvin
Yeah, I
actually had an argument a while back specifically about this. And my stance was like, I think, I agree with you. I think this is like the crypto shit, because I think like you, August Skye, you do porn, you do OnlyFans, you can do like some custom vids, that kind of stuff. But there's kind of a limit to what you, a single human person, can do in terms of like sex work type shit. But if you get AI to assist you, it's like now you can be girlfriend to like 1,000 dudes. 10, like you
At
can
one
scale
time.
up your shit at one time.
Yeah.
And while you're
In
on
all
the beach
different
doing whatever.
places. Yeah.
And I feel
And
like
also
there's got to
speak
be a
all
lot of
these
demand for that as well.
Yeah, I think that like, I think like it's just like one of those things that like we have to keep moving forward with the technology, and of course like there's going to be the tech bubble that bursts. I really do think like all of this is going to burst at a certain point.
Crypto burst.
That's what I was saying, because crypto didn't
crypto
really
burst.
do shit. It just was a bunch of speculation. People made money.
Yeah, it's gonna burst. It's gonna burst, but like get in while it works, right? So and then but I think like what's good too is because like there's a lot of social sites that are like, okay, I can't, I don't know how to speak Mandarin. Maybe like I have like an AI that can chat with someone
That's clever.
overseas. You know what I mean? Like there's so many different ways to reach a broader audience of people. I see it as like a really good thing for me and my branding.
I guess the thing that I'm curious about is when it comes to, do you think that there's a like big sustainable market for this? Like, let's say, because we're talking about men mostly, like men specifically who like need, want, and are willing to pay for virtual girlfriend experiences. Like, obviously it must be something, but I'm curious, like, to what extent do you think this is like a strong fucking market? It's a lot of these niggas out here who really want this product or are willing to pay for it.
I think for like men and sexuality, I think it's like one thing that'll never go out of business. And I also think like it does elevate it, right? Because let's say you have like this porn star or just adult performer that you are attracted to, doesn't give you the time of day, and then it's like, okay, well then you can build up like your fantasy to like what you kind of want it to be, right? I think that these guys are always going to pay. I think like things are starting to get more realistic, right? Like they've elevated like sex toys now to where they're very interactive with you. Like I want to say it was
They
either
talk to you.
Europe.
What do they
Like
do
these
now?
people are very, I think that like men and women, I know like a lot of women now who are starting to really like be open with like their sexuality and explore more.
No, that Rosebud was going crazy for a while.
Yeah, and I think just like normal women as well too, right? Not always just like sex workers or OnlyFans girls. I think we just like try and limit that because like that's what's trending right now. I think that there's still just like normal women out there who are like feeling more confident because like the OnlyFans girls and like all these women are starting to say like, hey, like I want to explore. I'm going to be open about my sexuality.
Plus, I feel like regular or like quote unquote regular women are doing like OnlyFans more and more too. Like that shit's. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it feels overrepresented, but it's like a lot of people who you wouldn't have expected are like, yeah, fuck it. Like,
yeah, because I did AVNs this year. I did AVNs in January, and I was signing at the Naughty America booth, and there was like this one male performer there, and I've actually there has been, his name is Johnny Castle. That's my first time ever meeting him. And
Okay.
I've never thought that male porn stars would have a huge female fan base. I've never seen more
Mm.
women in line to meet this man, like women coming out to
Yeah.
meet like him as like a male porn star, right? Like these women were
I'm not
like, "Oh my
surprised at all.
yeah, I kind of I will tell you why I was like surprised because even
Okay.
myself being a woman, like watching porn, like you don't really see the male porn stars, you don't really want to, like
You don't see
this
him.
like
What you mean?
you know exactly like you don't see them, right? Like a lot of women don't, but like when you do see
No,
like a
I
male
meant,
porn,
aren't you in the same scene with him? What do you mean you don't
I
see
mean
him?
when I was growing up and watching porn,
Oh,
like when
gotcha.
In
Okay,
the
my
yeah.
fault. My
I
fault. I was
sex
like, you doing the scenes with your eyes closed? Like, he right
yeah,
there.
well,
Sorry,
yeah,
I got
no,
confused. My
oh
fault.
God, if I did that,
Yeah. Yeah,
no,
that'd
I
be
think like
crazy.
I think like a lot
Who
of
was that guy?
you get scared because you're like, I don't like, what if I see something I don't like? Or I think that sometimes like a lot of porn can be like come off as like misogynistic or like aggressive or like something
Yeah.
like that. So like there's like a lot of women who are like, I don't like that. Right? Because I know like a lot like statistically a lot of women watch lesbian porn, or there's another
Mm.
thing that came out and said like a lot of women watch gay male porn.
That's the thing that's
Um
always confused me. I've heard that a lot, and I'm like, because
yeah.
what I've heard is that it's like in gay shit, man or woman is like it's more mutual, like it's more about mutual pleasure is the idea, and that's the thing that's attractive. Is that, I don't know, is that true, or is that the vibe that you detect?
It can go both ways because there's like some like I've done
Mm.
some girl scenes to where like I'm like really into it, but like your scene partner obviously like isn't
Mm.
into women, so you're just like then you feel like
Yeah.
you are invading someone's like personal space, or you feel like you're like So I think that like that translates, So and
Yeah.
fans can see that too. Like I've
Yeah.
had there's like some companies like I work for and they're like, yeah, like fans will comment and say like, there was this video that came out with like these two people and people could just like tell the vibe wasn't there. So it's like, chemistry is like a real big part of it as well too, I think.
What makes a male porn star like attractive and interesting and like fawned over by like female fans, or like what makes female fans want to watch? Like what are they into that's different than men?
My theory, because I like the guy that I'm talking, like Johnny Castle. I've never seen anything he's ever been in, so
Mm.
like I don't know I don't know how he performs, but I think what it is like the male performers like I have worked with, or that a lot of female performers enjoy working with right now. It's because like they make them feel attractive, they make them feel
Mm.
wanted. You can just kind of see that like they're paying attention to the woman in the video, like a lot of like deep eye contact, or just like you can tell when you can I think like women can read other women's like body, like like
Right.
understand
If
like,
she's
oh
into it, they're into it.
yeah, like you can tell when a woman's like genuinely enjoying themselves. And I think that's what like a lot of women look for, It's like, oh, like I can see myself in that. And you can tell like they're both enjoying themselves, right?
Yeah, I can see myself fucking that person. Yeah, I can see
Yeah.
that being because I
Yeah.
remember back in the day, back in like Tumblr days, James Dean, who I think is now like canceled or whatever, but like he was like that. Like people were like, women specifically were like, oh, we watch his porn. Like we don't like porn generally, but we fuck with his porn, and it was always about the eye contact or the gentleness or the juxtaposition between gentleness and roughness and all that type of shit. So which
Yeah.
is not
You want the experience.
yeah. Because I think I've been complaining about it. It's like because sometimes I'm like I like the kissing part, and I feel like they don't. It's not a lot of kissing in porn. Like they don't spend that much time on that. They be like, and then they get their heads away from each other, and I'm like, I don't know. I feel like
Yeah.
we need more of that. We need a whole category that's just that. Because
You
like
more like just
the
like
porn.
passionate. You want more. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I think like it should be headed back to a more I think like porn has like hit like this pinnacle to where I think it's like there's basically like the fucking Olympics now. And mind you, I've only been in, I guess it'll be 2 years in April that I've been performing, but I think that like I never really watched a lot of porn growing up. I was like raised on, like I said, like magazines and DVDs and shit like that. So I just really had to use I was, using
Bro,
my
yeah, I found my
imagination.
dad's old VHS shit. That shit was traumatizing.
Yeah, like, but I feel like honestly, porn needs to just come back to like the normal shit. I feel like it's gotten so kind of Cirque du Soleil that it's like it's a little wild. And
Yeah.
no one, because like you get like a cat, you're like, what the fuck is this?
Why
Like,
they got a bitch twirling from like a cable on the ceiling? Like, what is going? This is not even.
No one's doing that. Like, no one's watching porn because they're like, oh, that's some cool things going on. No.
Why are they doing whole remakes of Marvel movies? It's like I came to jerk off. Like, this is actually a really good plot line. I'm not even watching the thing. Like, they should definitely, because that's why the amateur shit is really fucking good too. Like, people who do like consistent like amateur shit, it's like, oh, y'all really like each other. I'm jerking off to the conversation. I'm not even worried about the fucking like the part where y'all like sometimes in amateur porn they'll like take a break and they'll say something that's like very not sexual. How to describe it? It'll be like, oh, these people spend time and want to spend time around one another completely outside of the context of this physical act. So it'll be like, there'll be a moment where they're like, oh, could you grab that off the table? Or something that they'll say in between something, and you're like, y'all like each other. Like,
I saw one years ago where they were outdoors.
He's all last night.
Yeah, it was last night. Don't bullshit, bro. Come on.
Ages ago. I haven't watched porn in like a year and a half.
Okay. Good for you. That's 500 days.
No, but this is like one that I held on to from like way back because of the reason. Yeah, because of the reason that you called out. But they were outside and they were having sex on like a dock, and like he dropped his keys.
Ooh. Romance.
And she was like, I'm so happy that the keys didn't go in the water in the middle of the scene. And they like,
shit like that. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it went into the water. I was about to be like, oh my God. Could you imagine like...
Oh, in the middle. Now we can't get home. Like,
yeah.
Shit, we left our keys, we left our clothes in the car. We butt ass naked on the pier. But like that little moment of being like, oh, I'm so glad it didn't. Because there's that moment of communicating where you're like, oh, these aren't performers. These are lovers, and there's something that's real hot about that in certain contexts. So,
yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, I think like we should get back to that. I think we should get back to like simplicity, not like these like over the top kind of like scenarios.
I feel like you should get like a certified license for like there should be separate because sometimes like porn stars will do like the side shit like for their OnlyFans where it's like, oh, this is somebody they fuck regularly on free type shit, and it's just a different vibe. Like it's like I guess like professional porn stars doing amateur shit, and it's like, oh, that's a whole different vibe. Like y'all,
it's like open gym for like NBA players. Like that shit's like super interesting. Them just like loving their craft and putting up 3-pointers against motherfuckers at LA Fitness. Yeah. It's like great.
I love it when they love their craft. Like I want this. Like I would do it for free, low key. Like that's a good vibe.
See, that is a good vibe. It's crazy. So like with my OnlyFans page, it's like I will like they don't want like here's the thing, my fans like they don't want to see it. They just want me to do like a solo video. Like when you wake up first thing in the morning, you got like your laundry basket in the back, like overflowing. My cat will walk behind the video. It's like like everything that's going on. People are like, oh my God.
They like that.
We love that. We want to see more of that. That you try to do some make it like cute. They're like, we don't that. None of that. Whatever that was.
Does that ever get and like you talk on this as much as you want because obviously respect for your fans and stuff. But like, does that ever get like does that parasocial element ever get too close or like to like me and that's too much or something like that?
There's a big chunk of me like I protect for myself. So like for my friends and. If I, real partners and things like in life, like there's like this, like there's like a level of like you just can't unlock. There's no cheat code, there's no passcode. You can't like get past that.
There's no promo codes. It's not. It's not a higher tier.
Nothing. Yeah, but I do give my fans my true self, right? So like I, and also I find myself like connected because you're like, okay, like I don't want you to feel. I think like a lot of my fans, like they enjoy the conversation aspect with me more so than anything. So it's like, I will do Skype. I do a lot of Skype calls with my fans. I do like a lot of like, just like chatting with them and just like, messaging back and forth. You do develop a relationship with your fans, right? Because this is how you eat. Like they without them, like you wouldn't be anything, right? Like they're the ones who are like paying you. They're paying attention to like, oh, when you got your hair done, or like they're up to date with you of like different little things about like your life,
they're
right?
giving you hard-earned money. They work in whatever terrible jobs that they work. I mean, because everybody works a terrible job is what I mean. So.
Yeah, and I feel like so I do give them like a certain level, and there's like parts of me like I just don't want to share. Like I don't talk about my family, I don't talk about relationships, I don't talk about past relationships. I mean, there's like things like I do talk about, but like it's like a very very limited. I genuinely like listening to my fans as well too. Like I like hearing like what new video games are you guys playing, because it's like it goes both ways, right? Like if I was just like sitting here just like I don't care, just fuck you, pay me, it's like nah dude, it's like that's not, nobody wants to be treated like that, right?
It's really nice. Yeah, because I feel like sometimes the full service, like doing like full prostitution thing is like I've heard, like I've been like quite like close friends with people who have done like sex work, like full service kind of sex work stuff, and known some people, and some of them, the way they talk about it is like there's like this sacredness, the way they talk about it. It's like they're like street therapists almost. It's like it's not just sex, it's like it's connection, and like you're doing a kindness for people. And I kind of like that idea of like, you're doing a service, you're a business person, but the thing that you're doing for the community is like kind of a nice thing. Like people need that. So
yeah, I think like it came from like, like I when I was in school, like I did bartend, I did wait tables, and then like when I became like a dancer, like in my mid-20s, right? Like mid to like late 20s. And you like start talking to people, like even being a bartender, right? You got your regular who comes in. You know what they like. They start telling you about their stuff. You build a relationship whether or not, right? Same thing with like working at like the strip club, I think was like when I really learned, because I feel like most of it is like a mental thing, right? Like it's not just a physical thing. You could be the most beautiful fucking top 1% beauty of the world, and there's people like, I don't care about that, but like I sat down, I talked with this chick and she made me feel good. I got something off my chest. What I've come to realize is like people come into like the strip club because it's like I think they see us as like being the most non-judgmental person, because they're like, oh, they're sex workers, so I mean
she already like, stripping, it can't be
so I think like that's kind of like it. So it's like I feel like they think like, oh, like they're just an open book, and nothing better than like talk to like, I think, and like another thing too is like men like women. You know what I mean? I think that's what it boils down to. Like,
you know what? That's a fact. They be sparkling.
Like,
How do you know that? Who you been talking to?
I know.
The fuck?
Yeah.
somebody been talking to him. Not supposed to be talking, like.
I don't think that we give. I think like we don't give like men enough like credit to like be able to like openly like talk about certain things or like appreciate women, because sometimes men like it comes off like a little creeper or whatever. But like I think like being a sex worker, I think there's like a lot of men who don't have like the skill set to talk to women, so it comes off as like misconstrued or like and then there's like some people who are just, they hate women, and you can just tell that like they hate me off the rip because I remind them of someone who either turned them down in high school or broke their heart or like something, so it's like,
and they try to get revenge on you.
Yeah, so you're like, because you're like, dude, I didn't do, whoever hurt you, because it wasn't me.
Okay, so now look, speaking of judgmental, I think we got to pay a little bit of bills. So if you'd like to, for those of you who are listening right now, if you'd like to have conversations like the ones that we have on this podcast, judge other people and the ways that they are or are not waving red flags in their dating life or their regular life, we got a little game for y'all that we've developed. Some of y'all have already seen this from the previous episodes, but we got It's a Red Flag card game. So we're gonna play it for you real quick, and August will show you. It's a conversational card game, but if you want to spice up your dinner parties, your kickbacks, shit's kind of lulling down towards the end of the night, you want to have a little heated date night conversation, this is the game. So let's play a quick little one. Is it a red flag if they love anime? I think it depends.
I actually like anime, and another fact, I watch a lot of hentai porn.
See,
is that a red flag?
Well, I mean, I feel like it cancels out. Like you can't, like nobody's gonna be like
cancel out.
No, because it cancels out because you already a porn star. Like it don't, like nobody's gonna be like, oh, she does porn, that's cool, but she like Dragon Ball Z and hentai. No, like, so I don't think it's a additional different thing.
Okay,
I think hentai is normal.
I'm a little bit more well versed in the anime. Okay, like I like horror anime and not like not the WHORE, but I like that's the hentai part. But I like like is the Devilman Crybaby's a good one, Dora Hey Dora. So like I do like my anime.
I'm not a big anime fan. Like
I will say this: my cat. You got me on the Dragon Ball Z thing. My cat's name is Goku and Frieza.
There we go.
Pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, I don't think anime is a red flag for anybody that understands anime. Like me and Josh like anime a lot more than Eddie does. And the thing that we try to impress upon him is that it's just a fucking show. Like anime's, a style, but within that style, it's every single genre. So there's every single genre of anime that there is for like every single non-anime style show. So there's something in it for everybody. I think when a lot of people think anime is weird, what they're actually talking about is weirdos that may or may not be associated with anime culture. The guy from your high school that ran around like a Naruto character. Yeah, like that's what they're talking about. They're not talking about what you're actually watching, because again, there are anime that are just regular ass fucking shows. Like I say it all the time. Promise Neverland could be a HBO show. You know what I mean? They could make that and they could make it live action and it would do numbers. Like same.
That is on my list actually. And like I've watched, there's things that I've liked, like because I watched Erased, loved that, loved Death Note.
Erased is lit, yeah.
For all my starter like anime heads, I mean, so I feel like the one that of course, like growing up, I was definitely like a Sailor Moon fan, but I would say the one that got me was Afro Samurai was fucking amazing.
That was gonna be the third one that I was gonna say because I love Afro Samurai.
He was fucking sick. Like that was like top tier, like one of my favorites. And then Samurai Champloo, and then like all these other ones that I watched was like amazing. Yeah,
Champloo?
Like
I never seen that.
You need to put that on your list high, Eddie, because like even
does it really?
No, not only is it good, so the art style's good.
It's a one season banger.
Yeah, it's 26 episodes. Sure. 26 episodes there.
But why me specifically? Like, is there something about the plot that would be of interest to me? Because I feel like what's the plot?
So I mean, the plot is ultimately that this trio comes together and they ultimately are on this journey to find a samurai that smells of sunflowers. And that sounds weird, but I can't tell you more than that, or it'll reveal
sense.
shit.
Okay.
But like I'm saying,
prophecy.
Yeah, but the reason why I think you like it is because visually I think it's good, but also just the complete package, the voice acting in both the dub and the sub, the score is phenomenal. Like Najuvis did the whole like score for it, so it's like really good music. I just think it's a good, enjoyable experience. And
I've never heard anybody say this man's name the same way. How do you pronounce this man's name? I've been saying. I
said it wrong just then. I said it wrong just then.
Who is it?
It's Nujavis. But I just said it wrong just then. But I'm also like 4 beers deep. So it is.
Okay, fair enough.
Hey.
But yeah, no. We lit. But no, that's like because I loved. And this is not an anime, but I feel like it's maybe kind of in the same vein as Japanese culture or whatever. But I love Blue Eyed Samurai like recently. Like I watched it all Blue Eyed Samurai.
Oh, I haven't. That one came up on my For You page. The one that I just watched was who's the one that Thundercat did the whole musical score for, the Black Samurai, and the guy from
Yusuke. Yeah.
Yasuke. Yeah, that one was another one season banger.
It was good because I heard people like roasting. It was good.
I thought it was good.
I didn't hate it.
I think the ending. I think like the second half was kind of like it took a turn to where we didn't think it was going to take a turn to where it turned into like more of like a sci-fi thing towards the end there. But like, it's vaguely based on a real samurai.
African samurai. Yeah. No, I think that's why people got mad at it or something like that. But Afro Samurai I was obsessed with that shit when it first came out. Like the first one and then the sequel. Because man, I think that series might be one of, if not the best Samuel L. Jackson performances. I actually think it's one of his top acting. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna say it's number one. I can't think of a better Sam Jackson performance than Afro Samurai.
Time to Kill.
Who did the voice of Afro Samurai?
It's Sam Jackson.
He did the main character and his little like side quest character. His like voice of reason. He did both of the characters.
He did both of those. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought he was just a little voice of reason over here. I didn't think.
Yeah, because because the sidekick is like Sam Jackson's usual, like boisterous,
Yeah.
motherfucker this, motherfucker that kind of character. But then the Afro character is this really subdued, gentle, like dangerous style of speech that you never really see Sam Jackson do. So I mean, Alvin, it seems like you had a list of, but I can't think of one that was
Just Time to Kill.
better.
Just Time to Kill.
Oh, I thought you said, "Do you have time to kill us?" And you got a long list, but you're saying the
No.
movie Time to Kill.
Yeah, the movie
A
A Time to Kill. Yeah, that's what he got his Oscar nomination for.
What's that one about?
It's the one where the white supremacists kidnap and sexually assault his daughter, and the trial, and he kills them. He kills them with an assault rifle in the courthouse, and then he's on trial.
Oh,
Matthew McConaughey's lawyer.
Is this the Yes They Something and I Hope They Burn in Hell? Is it that movie?
Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell. Yeah, that's that movie.
Oh, that's a classic then. I've never seen this.
I've never seen this one either. I need to see
You never
that
seen it
one.
either?
Oh yeah,
I've
y'all
never
need to watch
seen
that this weekend, man. That shit's top tier.
No, we got to do a
I
video.
will tell you another good movie to watch this weekend. Is completely different. I watched this one yesterday. I like.
Okay.
It was like my end of the week. I was like, I got tired yesterday, and I was like, oh, I'm home by like 7 p.m. and I can like watch a movie. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
This one's called Enter the Void. It's fucking.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Have you
Yeah.
seen
That's
it
the
or
one where
heard
he's
about
in.
it?
That's the one where he's in Japan and gets like shot in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and then he's
Yes.
like, it's like the whole thing with like, the Buddhist idea of like death where you're just like floating around until you come back into like life to be reborn again. That shit was visually stunning. It was fucking phenomenal.
Fun fact.
That was a trippy fucking movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun
It
fact.
was fucking trippy.
I had maybe known Eddie a year at that point, and Eddie actually suggested that movie to me. Like that was when we were probably just getting to know each other, like on a point. So like that movie has history. Like you suggested that movie to me. You and another mutual friend.
Where was that? Because I was gonna say part of that movie is like very tied to my like feelings around Tokyo in general, because I lived there for like a year, and I'm trying to think if I
This was
went
before that.
after that. So I saw that movie, and I think it maybe inspired me. Like I want to go see what's up over there, because it just had this like grungy like danger,
Yeah.
like a beautiful like surreal ethereal like you're floating through the city
Cyberpunk.
kind of vibe. Yeah.
It's just cyberpunk. Like I feel like Tokyo, Japan. It's like Neo Japan. I don't know how to explain it. It's like somehow grungy, but also futuristic at the same time.
Yeah.
I don't know how the fuck Japan is like time traveling. I don't know what the fuck they got going on over there, but I need more of that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that seems good. All right. Shall we do another little topic? I had this one at the top of the list. So Bradley Cooper says that he didn't even like his. Say what?
I did have a quick question that I couldn't get to because you keep jumping
My
from
fault.
question to question like
Let's
a
go
squirrel.
backwards.
Okay. And August, feel free to tell me, that you can't talk about this, but I had a question from a business perspective. So with the AI stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do you and your team negotiate if it's like a lump sum payment and then it's just like they own your likeness versus like some form of like that versus like residuals per use? Because I'm really curious on how that scales from a business perspective. Because what Eddie didn't talk about is that when we had a discussion before, that's actually the only part I found interesting. But it's like I think that's the tricky part, right? Like how do you like you get scanned or whatever, and they have a piece of your likeness, and how do you make sure that you're being protected and all that kind of stuff? So if you can talk about that a little bit, like I'll be very interested to know how you approach that.
Same.
Yeah, absolutely. So like that's what you get your legal team for, right? That's why you have like a legal person going over all the paperwork and all this. So with this specific company, without saying too much about it, is what they do is like you're not only are they giving a lump sum, but you're also getting a monthly residual income on top of it, right? And because they're the first, they say like this is like the negotiation part of it, right? It's like, okay, so if I sign with this AI company that's on the brim of like doing this, right? They protect you from having other people copyright or take your likeness from you. So like that's like their biggest selling point is like no matter what, like you just be with us. And if we find any other people doing that, we could take them, we protect you from that. Gotcha. So and I think what they're doing now, it's like I think like they're doing like they're getting like the the girls that they want, the performers and things like that, and they are saying, okay, we know that with you and your brand, you have a draw, so people are going to come and do it. So we're going to give you that initial lump sum. But another thing too is like then you have people who just like subscribing to your OnlyFans page. They're subscribing to your AI, right? So they're subscribing every month to like chat with you and your AI. So I think there's that, and then like eventually, I'm sure like they'll do something where you're getting like royalties, right? Like off of music. So it's like okay, we're just doing it. So
this many streams equals this amount of money out. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's like all the like fine print that we are working out right now.
Super, because they're basically protecting you from like a Taylor Swift situation. Like, so if somebody else takes like video of you and AI edits it, then they'll do the legal work of being like, that's an infringement on her likeness.
Yeah.
Situation.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think like they have that much like faith in their company. I think like they know. So I'm like, okay, if you guys are really putting your best face forward like this, then obviously. So that's what's good about having like management and legal people and.
Yeah, I guess I'm wondering like, because this is basically like the beginning stages of the Black Mirror shit, because they're making it like an AI version of you. Like we assume, hopefully, fingers crossed, that like code isn't sentient yet. I'm assuming that hasn't happened yet. But like, are they making how much of you are they capturing? Are they making like a language model of how you tend to talk for text? They're doing your voice. Are they doing like visual body scans and shit? Is it like
they're doing
like sex content?
Yeah.
They're doing voice, so like they'll send you like a script of words that you say. As far as like likeness goes, like they're taking from like photos that you send in, and then also like video, as well as like as far as like movements and like things like that. The video is what's crazy. The video is like I think the video is better than the photos because like the photo, when you see AI now, like right now,
you can still kind of tell.
With AI though, which is like crazy, which is like on Twitter and like Instagram, you guys really have to watch for this, is like there's a lot of AI IG accounts that are like the IG baddie, whatever, and you can't fucking tell, right? Like there's actually an account that went viral because people were following this account, and I think she had like something stupid, like 1 million followers or something like that, and everyone thought that this was a real chick. AI the whole entire time. Didn't even fucking exist. So I think like some of the videos and stuff like that are like you're getting there, and I also think too, because with the AI thing, I think it's like people can change. Like if I'm chatting with you, people can change my likeness. It's like, oh, August, like I would love to see you with like bangs and like black hair, right? So I think like that's like another thing too. You know what I mean? Or like
I want you to be Chinese.
Yeah, exactly. Like, or I just
that's
want like this version. Yeah, so. I would like to see what you would like look like if it was like 1980s. Like I've seen like girls do. It was like a date in Paris. I think it was like date night in Paris.
Right. And so the guy can like change the background, change your clothing, put a fucking beret on your head. Yeah.
This nigga said a bidet.
I said the same thing.
I was gonna say a baguette, but I was like, that's not right. But a bidet not right either. That's the asshole
that's
shit.
More wrong. That's more fucking wrong.
I feel like a bidet is closer to a hat than a baguette, but
no, not really.
I feel like if you take a bidet off the ground, that's okay.
Not gonna lie about that. I said bidet. You're hungry, obviously. You said baguette.
Thank you. Okay, no, but look, we look. Alvin's very smart. We both made a mistake. It's all right. These things happen. Bidets are lit though. They're good. I'm into that. Very, very excellent technology. Baguette's less so. It's refreshing is crazy. Yeah, it is refreshing. It's very refreshing. You feel fresh.
Like, ooh, that felt good.
Yeah. It feels more like it feels like more intimate than like if somebody knocked on the door while I'm taking a shit or using the bathroom in general, I'd be like, oh, somebody's in here. But if I was like getting bidet and somebody knocked, I'd be like, yo, fuck off. Like I'm having a moment. Just give me a second. Get away from the door. Like it feels like something more is going on. I walk out with
like some pep in my step. I'm like, that was.
Oh yeah. You're chipper. Oh, yeah. You're radiant today.
Yeah.
They've got a bidet in there. It's incredible.
Radiant. Yeah. What did you do? We want to know her secrets.
Okay. Now you might be enjoying it a little bit more than I am yet, but it is good. It is definitely. They got the different settings and shit. Like that's another big benefit of Tokyo in general. All the bathrooms got like super high tech bidets on them, so It's great.
Oh.
Oh, you didn't know that?
But I know that's where they got the ones that we have now. That's like those toilets now that everyone has.
Oh.
That like talk to you.
Oh yeah. Those are actually pretty lit. Yeah.
Those came from Japan, I'm pretty sure.
And they like
That
open
makes
up
sense.
when you walk in and shit. Like that's like the best shit ever. It's like,
do you guys
You know
ever
what I
watch South
need?
Park?
yes.
Did you remember seeing the episode where like Stan's dad got the toilet that like they got the Japanese toilet that like sings to you and it's like all that? Yeah, it's getting to that point. He become obsessed with it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It became his
I just thought
girlfriend.
I'd share that with you. Yeah.
I feel like the thing that I would want from a toilet would be like heated seats.
They have that.
That would be the
They have that now.
Yeah.
They have heated
I
seats
want heated
now.
everything. Yeah, that's I need that in my life. I need that.
I don't want
that
heated
just seems barbaric.
I wouldn't do heated seats. No, because
You want
it just
a cold ass.
Because it makes me feel like someone was just sitting there, and I feel like it would just make me feel weird about. I was like, oh, someone was just sitting here now. Now I got their warm butt on my butt, and they did.
Yeah, that's it feels like ass warmth. Yeah.
Yeah, like it doesn't feel like it's not like you know when your seats heat up in your car, like it's not like that where like it feels good. It's like, oh, someone else was just here. Is my mind.
I feel like
that's fair.
No,
that's
look,
fair,
you're not wrong. I get that, but like the experience of sitting on a cold, hard bathroom seat just fucks up the whole shitting experience. It's just very like, before I was relaxed, cool, I'm about to, and then I'm like my whole body is seized up. It's like Wim Hof shit. It's like taking one of those ice baths to like regulate your nervous system. I'm like, that's
I feel
not
like
what I came here for.
you're a seasoned shitter, aren't you? Like one of those people who like goes in for like 45 minutes and you're like
I've been shitting for a while. I've been shitting for some decades.
I feel like I just go to the bathroom and
You was talking like you don't shit. We all shit.
We all do. I'm saying, like, I feel like you're like, well, you know how like there's like people just like go to the bathroom real quick. I'm trying to go do my thing. I feel like you're like the kind of person who gets comfortable.
Oh, I light candles 100% before I get started. Like I'm very much like the way you do. Look, this is what Kanye said. The way you do anything is the way you do everything. And I bring the same dedication and commitment and aesthetics to shitting as I do every other part of my life.
You know my favorite. You know my favorite thing about you, Eddie. My absolute favorite thing about you, and it's never been.
I hope it's a long list.
It's never been clearer to me. It's like 5 things, but the number one thing is that you have the uncanny ability to talk about anything, even the silliest possible shit, as if it's like we were just talking about the geopolitical climate in Southwest Asia right now, and you were just like, let me tell you about how I shit. Let me tell you about like what I. And you just like, and it was 100% academic, using big fucking words and shit, and that is a top tier trait.
I appreciate that. It's because I feel like people not taking life seriously enough. This is important stuff that people need to be thinking about. People let that. Do you know you spend about 5 to 6% of your entire life shitting, finishing shit, or being about to shit? If you don't pay attention to what's
did you make that up?
That's a fact. I looked up.
Are you?
I got a stopwatch.
Are you just?
I got a stopwatch. I got a stopwatch.
What does it look like? How much time am I going to be spending in my life taking a shit?
Yeah, pretty much. I do a lot of research. in my spare time.
You watch TikToks. We've been over
TikToks.
this. Yeah, TikToks. And
cereal boxes.
The comments under TikToks. We've been over this.
Article titles. Yeah, it's just important stuff. I don't know. I think people should take their life seriously. You know what I mean? Nobody else can shit for you. That's the key to life. Nobody else can do it for you. So you gotta take it into your own hands. Gotta control it.
I'm here for it.
Okay, I think that might be the podcast. Does anybody have any closing remarks though?
Is that the podcast? We ended it talking about taking a shit.
I think that's bad timing. I mean, look, I don't know who brought up the bidet shit, but
you did.
That kind of just brought the. Oh yeah, you're right. That was me. You said it too.
I acted like I did it.
Yeah, but you had the good sense to lie. Is that the argument?
I think I did it. I guess we got there, huh?
That's true. Okay, so any closing remarks, arguments, statements, or anything like that before we close out?
I guess eat your fiber, take a shit. It's gonna be 5 to 6% of your life. Watch your anime while you're at it. Might as well grab your phone, get into it, make it a whole thing. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Now you're getting it. Now you're getting it.
Put Afro Samurai. Talk to me in the head while you take a shit. I'll encourage you.
Yo, as a matter of fact, I think you're gonna get a few subscribers just off this from that bit right there. That was a very good, good sales technique. So look, if you're,
trust me, keep pushing, baby.
If you're out here, oh, give it to me. That's wild. That's Who's a good boy? You are.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Look at him.
Steamer.
Go potty now. That's.
I don't do that. I promise.
I think AI, but you can't stop what people do with your AI. I mean, I guess you can. You can probably have like keywords and shit that you like forbid, but AI is going too far. Once we got
It's gonna get limit. I think there's gonna have to be guidelines. Because think about that. If someone you could take like a political figure and put them in some crazy shit, right? You can do anything. So it's like people could go like get the right board tech person who could go however far, and we could start a world war in a fucking snap of a finger because some faked AI shit was put out there. So
no, I saw Biden arguing with Joe Rogan about eating pussy or some shit. And it was fully just AI fake.
AI generated. Yeah, that man.
Black Mirror episode 1.
Yeah,
which one is that? Is that the pig fucking one?
No, that was literally season 1, episode 1, where the prime minister was like, they're like, no, you try to AI that you fucking a pig. No, you really gonna fuck that pig.
Yeah, that's man. Yeah. How would you even? I guess you would need drugs to do it. I can't imagine being able to get erect in response to a pig of any gender. It just seems like it would be impossible as a man.
I don't know. I don't want to think about that.
Okay, well, I was going to ask you an industry question, but maybe it's what I was going to say is like.
Let's end on a positive note. Let's not end on fucking pigs and all that. Let's get.
Okay, well, I don't know if it's a good industry. Okay, well, I don't know if my question is now. You're putting a lot of pressure on me because I don't know if my question is good, but maybe you can answer it positively. But what I was going to ask is, I feel like if male porn stars are using like dick pills, Viagra, injections, whatever, is it like, do you still have to be, because when they advertise Viagra to like civilian men, it's like, this will make it to where your dick works when you want it to work. Not that it like automatically activates your shit. Mm-hmm. But if it's like, so is that how it is? Is it like, okay, I'm a male porn star and I'm aroused, I'm going to take this so that I can get hard? Or is it like, I don't even like this low key, but if I take this, then the dick will get hard? Like if you're doing, like I assume if you're doing gay for patient, you have to do that.
Yeah, the gay for patient is that's beyond my mental capacity of like thinking.
Okay.
But what I do know for a lot of people, like they don't want to finish too quick, because it's a lot of stopping and going. Or when you're edging for God knows how long, it could be 2 hours, it could be an hour, it could be 30 minutes, you know what I mean? It could be 8 hours on set where you're edging. Jeez. And I think that's where people come up to
y'all
like
been fucking for that long? For real?
Oh, I mean, I've done scenes where it is just, and it's not even just because of like this, because of ailments, because of angles, because of like maybe they're trying to do like this huge production, maybe like the camera equipment isn't working, maybe the thing is changed. Like there's all these like things to where like it's just not like a full cut scene. Like it's never like, I mean, I've done a few scenes like start to finish, but like that's very rare too, because it's like because sometimes it's hard. Like some guys need to like, because like they need to get like an edge, and there's like sometimes like a lot of the performers that I've come across, they say like, well, there's like positions that in porn that don't make them come. So it's like, okay, I need like 10 minutes or 5 minutes to myself to just like get to that point. So like, I know when I come back on camera and I can perform, give you guys a shot that you want. So I think it's just more so for the longevity, right? And then also there's like some people like, like when I fuck my normal partner, we're not going for hours on end, right? We're going like, it might feel like hours on end, but you're not, like you're not putting in that. You're probably putting in 15, maybe 20 minutes, Right,
you're not going cut, like sound come back in, let's
you're doing things that like you're doing things that actually feel good, not necessarily look good. And I think like there's other things too, like I know there's like some people who've been performing for such a long time that like it just doesn't work for them anymore. So now they've gone from doing pills to like doing injections, which is a big thing in the industry that I think a lot of people are like, you can't do that because like I think when you inject, your dick isn't really hard, it's just inflated. It just like looks hard.
What does that mean?
So like the people there's like
what do you know, Alvin?
I know what you just said to be true.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's like the injectables are for like injectables. It's like you only get so many times to do it, right? I forgot which male porn star it was who injected, but he had to get, this is probably like in the early 2000s.
Dictated.
Yeah, it was probably even later than that. It's probably like 2015 or something like that. But like it was before I got into the industry, and like I think he had injected himself too many times, and there was like something, he had to go get it drained. Like there was like something going on where he couldn't perform anymore. So I think that's like another thing too, where people don't know when to like maybe like give it up. And I also know there are some male performers who perform naturally. And does it make for like a longer day? Yeah, because they don't want, like, you know, when you're working organically, like you got to work with your body. Like there's like this French company I work for that they're trying to gear away from people taking enhancements. If your dick can't get hard, then like that's just what it is. But we don't really care for you to take things on our sets, you know, different things like that. So men have to, like, when men are performing, they have to perform, right? Women, you don't have to. There's not much.
Be there more or less.
Right? You don't have to, and you know, so.
Yeah, you don't have to get wet or like your titties don't have to inflate or anything. Like they're. Yeah, that'd be wild.
Yeah, so I think men have it hard in the adult entertainment industry. So I will say that.
That was clever. They do.
Yeah, they do.
Not soft. Yeah. So look, with that in mind, if you see a guy, you know, injecting a syringe into his dick on a set, you know, after it's been like, you know, 5 years past his prime, you might be seeing a red flag. But at the same time, if you see your AI generated content somewhere out on the internet, it might be the fucking corporations and the AI or whatever that are waving the red flag. It's been Waving the Red Flag podcast. It's been Eddie. It's been Alvin. It's been August. If you guys want to watch bonus content like the live that we did with August before this, you can get that by joining as a member. So you can do that on YouTube, Patreon, or Spotify. And of course, if you want to grab the card game to spice up your dinner date night or whatever, grab that. The link is in the bio. shop.wavingtheredflag.com. Did I forget anything? Oh yeah, like, subscribe. Now August, where can the people find you? What should they check out? What links should we be dropping, etc., etc.?
Well, you guys can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and OnlyFans. That is everything is at _August_Skye. That's with an EXX. And yeah, that's where all my fun stuff is. And yeah, I don't think you guys will be disappointed. You guys can always drop me an email. You can always do whatever. I'm here. I'm able. So yeah.
Able, willing, business person.
Yes,
nice.
yes. So yeah, that's YouTube. Oh, I should probably like shout out YouTube. Everything. Every social media link is under at _August_Skye with an EXX. Everything. You can find me in every social platform. And even TikTok. Yeah. Yes.
It's difficult. Well, yeah. Thanks so much for coming on, and that's what's up.
Yes, thank you guys for having me. It was a pleasure.